Hello and welcome back here on my English YouTube channel about my Lego City project called Brick World. And in today's update, we're coming back to that very big train station building where a big part of the final dome is still missing, and we're going to work once again at the next quarter of that very big dome. And I really want to show you how many parts are going into a project like that. I had a lot of packages coming, and yeah, stay tuned. In the last days, I got a lot of new packages, mainly for building up that final parts of my train station dome. As you can see here, so many packages from different brickling shops and stores, and it's so a lot of stuff just for building up that very big dome, and you don't want to know how much at the end all of that will cost. It's about 700 to 800 euros only for building up the dome with original Lego bricks and other parts. And yeah, here some little other parts for other projects, but mainly I got a lot of big parts in sand green and in dark bluish gray for all the construction under the dome. A little bit of 10 colored parts, of course. And yeah, that's how everything looks together. That's the final part, another very, very big. We have also some other parts here in different colors for the underlying structure inside, where nobody will see later on which colors are used. So I'm always taking and using parts in a color that are very, very cheap. Also, I did a kind of digital reconstruction of 1/4 of the dome. It's not in that dome form, of course, but every part I need to build up the dome is inside here, because it's not possible to do that illegal technique I'm using here for building up the dome inside a digital program like here in Studio from Bricklink. So I also only did all the parts I need in a flat form. As you can see here, we have these two big, kind of triangle parts that are going to be bended into the final form for the dome. On the left side, we have mainly that under construction, and then we have that little big band that's going over these little parts. Before I really can start working at the dome itself, I have to work a little bit on the existing building. There's a need of some parts to build it on top of the roof, so later on we can put on our quarter parts of the dome. So everything stays at the location it should stay, and there are some bricks and some tiles, something you're not going to see later on from the outside, but it's very important for the stability and other parts for the dome itself. Also, you can see it here. I started working here. I switched the already done part on the left side because it's easier for me to work and test on the right side. And here you can see I started working with that underlaying construction, mainly here with dark bluish gray inside. And on the other side, on the outside, we already have that little parts that are in tan and color like that. As you can see on the left side, how it will look later on when the part is done, like was done last time when we worked here on the dome. And it's a very time consuming and also very part consuming work. So I ordered a very big bag here of 2x2 tiles in sand green. These are about 2,000 tiles. And that bag costs more than 100 euros. That's it's just crazy how many parts you need and how expensive some of these parts are, especially if you're only using original Lego parts to build something like that. Here you can also see that I started working at all these interior construction work. I have these hinges here going to hold later on the parts of the roof to make it possible to bend it everything in the right location. As you can see here, working at all of these tiles have started. I just start working from the both outsides with the very big first parts to bend it, because that makes it very, very stable to work inside. And you also can see everything on top is already done too. I'm working here in kind of parts of 6 studs wide. They are connected, and then I can step in and step in and step in. And every part, every stripe is getting smaller and smaller in size. And then at the end, we have that construction. We have these 2 bended parts. And of course, you can see there is a little gap inside. It has a different size. But for that gap, it's not possible to close that only with using the tiles. I have to put something over it, and that's which I have shown to you in the studio program. And here I started working on it. That's just being placed on top of it, and then it's going to be bended over here and just connected here on the lower part. And then all of these little gaps are almost closed, and then we can say, yeah, then that second part is done, and then we can go back and put it on top of it. It's not so heavy. That's very important because we have not so many stability under the construction of the dome, because there's also a big hall inside the building. So we have to build something very stable, but something that is not very heavy at the same time. And that's how it looks right now. 50% of the dome is now done, and I also saw some little problems. That's something we're going to work on in a future update, but right now you can see for the first time ever how that building might look at the end, especially because the front side is now done. Yes, half of the dome is still missing, but I think you can see how that building will look at the end. By the way, the finalized building will have about 200 to 400,000 parts at the end. If you count everything inside, as you might know, everything inside is fully interior designed. Also, there are a lot of minifigures, lots of stories, and lots of light also inside. So, and I really like how it looks when you go down a little bit here to the river area and look just between the old city and these buildings on the right side directly to the building. And that's the final view for today's video. And I think we are on a very good track to really finish up that building after more than 4 years of building. I started that on the German channel almost 4 years or more than 4 years ago. It was the second or third video I uploaded where I started working on that building. And it's a very special feeling now to see and just how everything comes together at the end, and how that very big and ambitious project comes to an end. And a lot of people did not thought that that will be done anytime in the future, but we are on the final steps to build up and to really get that building done. And as always, feel free, whatever you think, to write it down in the comment area. And I'm very happy to be here on that last way to build the last parts of that building, getting it done. I really like all these new kind of angles where you can really see how the finalized building will be. So bye.